Greetings, comrades. Welcome back. It's Workers and Resources. Hope you're having a great day today. I've got a lot to do today. This video there's so much to do. I don't even know if I can even coherently do it all, but we're going to try. At the end of this video, what I hope to have done is I hope to have the nuclear facility running. That's the ultimate goal, but there are some side quests we're going to go on today. And one of them we're going to start with, because there's still some construction happening over there. One of these side quests we're going to be doing involves retiring our old train. Yes, the CME2 locomotive. We're going to be retiring this today. As soon as its export is done, and it's done feeding us the 1 million rubles worth. Now, I'm not going to stop the export, but we're going to upgrade the train. It's going to go a little faster now. It's going to be electric, so it stops taking fuel. It's going to be longer because it's going to need to haul more. And then while the exports will take longer to do, when they do reach the border, they will have a lot more impact on us. And I will show you what that means in a little bit. I'm going to now take myself all the way over here. And where is it? Somewhere here. We're going to have this train report to this depot. So this, our old locomotive with all those oil tanks, is going to take a trip all the way over here and park himself in here. Now, in here, I've got a couple of trains, okay? I've got the coal train, the secondary coal train, not the main coal train. That's still doing its thing, but the secondary coal train, the one that's going around to the other various heating places and dropping off coal. That one has been pulled into the long train depot because we're going to upgrade this one as well. So I'm getting myself sort of configured for an electric future, and I actually have coal on this train when I pulled it into the depot. There's 454 tons of coal on this. So I need to pull all of the wagons, the cargo cars, whatever you want to call them. I need to pull these off of the train. They keep their cargo, and then I can sell this. This is our coal train 2. We could sell it for 279 grand. It's not a lot, but it's something. We could then buy ourselves a new electric locomotive. Yeah, and I'm not really sure which is the optimal one to do. All of these have a top speed of 120 kilometers at maximum, but later on, as the years progress, we'll start to unlock new trains that can go even faster than that. And that's where, you know, we really get the optimal speed. But right now, our max speed is 120. I think I'm going to spend on this one. I don't really need to go super far on. I'm not going to do like a lot of cargo for this, I don't think. So we're just going to buy this one. And this one is going to get renamed Coal Train 2. Coal. We're going to go Coal Train 2.0. There we go. And Coal Train 2.0 now gets the cargo that the old wagon had. So this is like an upgrade process, right? And we're going to bring this all the way like this, and we should see 454 tons of coal on this. Awesome. So I just need to copy the route from the old train to the new one, and unfortunately I sold that one already because I'm a doofus. So I'm going to have to basically reinstate the route for this train, which I'll do in a second. You'll see a cut and whatever, we'll do it. But before I do that, I wanted to see if we could spot the other train that's coming. Where is our oil train? Is it trapped somewhere? Oh, it's over here. It's doing this stupid thing. Okay, we're gonna fix trains doing stupid things, right? We're gonna fix that today too. We shouldn't have stupid thing trains like this anymore after this is all over with. But for the time being, I need to basically get one of these trains to retreat back to depot real quick, and then I'll just put its line back in. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn you around and have you return to depot. Well, okay, yeah, so we need to correct it here. So we're, like I said, we're gonna stop trains doing stupid things today. I've learned a trick. I didn't know this trick beforehand, but now I've learned it. And now that I've learned it, I cannot unlearn it. And it is a glorious, wonderful trick that I'm sure a lot of you out there maybe didn't know. And it might help your trains, like a lot. You might look at this and go, oh my God, that's so useful. I know. But I know. I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy around here pretty quick. As soon as oil train gets the hell out of the way. Yeah. All right, let's get you turned around. I need you to do it. You know what? Whatever. I'll just let you go all the way to the depot and then you'll do it. It's fine. I need to get those signals back in now, though. So let's look at this and say, hey, you should be going this direction. Yep. And then I think this signal should be here in that direction. Okay. Yeah, that should hopefully take care of the restore everything back to normal at least. This train has no cargo, which is fantastic. We're gonna kind of reconfigure how its cars are anyway. And then the passenger train, I need you to go back and just go do your thing, okay? Just get out of the depot and go do your thing. Okay. A lot of the passenger trains are going to get replaced with electric as well. I mean, pretty much everything is going to get replaced with electric eventually. And then we can stop with all these little refueling stations. This one here, I've already upgraded. This is the PFWG EN57. What the hell? Like, seriously, these guys really... Whoever's in charge of naming stuff on vehicles in general, really, I don't know what it is, but you guys really got to work on that. All right, I feel like I'm reading some sort of military dossier. Okay, seriously, why do you got to speak in code? So the PFW, I know it's probably an acronym, I don't know, maybe not. PFWG EN57, this is all electric, as you can see. And this is the whole train. I didn't buy any cars. So this is called a train set when you're buying them. And they're pretty expensive, but they have, as you can see, 325 capacity for passengers without having to add any additional cars. So when you look at train set, we can see those. And I bought this one. So it's 315. It's not that expensive compared to this one. And it's pretty, like, marginally, like, what the heck, man? 20 kilometers an hour faster, okay? And then it has less than 100 more passengers. Yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to go do this and then just buy the actual passenger wagons to go with it, you know? That seems to be a better call later on, so I'm going to look at that. In any case, here it is, our poor, not at all innocent, but completely hardworking. That's what it is. That's what I meant to say. Our CME2 locomotive, our hardworking train. I almost feel like I should have some sort of a station, like sitting over here, or we should, you know what? Let's do this. I wasn't going to do this before, but now I'm going to do it. We're going to have a little train station kind of be right here. I think I'm going to make it a, like a memorial of some kind, right? A passenger station, like right here? Maybe not. Well, I mean, I don't want passengers to like wait there, but I want the train to be on display, basically. I'm looking to have this train be on display, and I'm considering having it be on display with, oh, how about a little diesel station here? What do you think? Like a little diesel train station, you know, like they refuel here kind of thing? Oh, that seems cool. If I can get the train track to cooperate, I could do it right here. It's like a memorial to how we started, you know? So I wonder if I was to put this down, could I get this train track to line up? Oh, I totally can. That's awesome. All right, we're going to build that with rubles. This is what we're going to do with this. Just going to put it on display, man. So this train, what I'd like you to do, should we give you one of your tanks? You know, I'm going to give you at least one tanker, you know? It's like a symbol of what you did. I'm going to give you one tanker. Yeah, one oil tank. And we're going to say, I want you to come here. We need to get rid of all these other stops that you have, right? I want you to come here, and I want you to, I don't know if it's going to say wait till loaded. This is a fuel station, so like you're going to refuel and then what, right? So I'm not sure what that's going to do, but we're going to tell you to wait until loaded, basically. And if I say start right now, will you leave? Yeah, it says at least 2 stops are required. What if I tell you to just do it again? Does that count? Yes, it does. Okay. So we're going to have this train, our original train, with its tiny tank. It's probably going to expend all of its fuel to go all the way over there and sit and wait at that fueling station forever. Okay? And it's just going to sit there, and that is our memorial to that train. Okay? People can drive by and walk by. It's like it's an unofficial tourist destination of how we got our start, right? It's great. Okay, good. Now, you might be wondering why these windows are up here. Some of you might be. I'll get to that in a second. But I need to reconfigure some things, right? And this is for the good of for everybody. It's kind of set us up forever, right? So as you know, we're building things for chemicals, and that's over here. And I know I said at the end of this I want the nuclear up, but I need to let my money accumulate a little bit. So we're building all the chemicals and stuff right here. And we've got these 4 rails, which are awesome. And then we're going to have these 2 rails come in, right? And I'm just going to have one of these is going to be a cargo rail. It's going to merge in. The other is going to be a passenger rail. It's going to merge in, right? And in order to get this set up and running, I need a lot of gravel. That's what the unloading station over here was for, right? Dropping off a lot of gravel. Each one of these storages can take 1950 tons. So I have the most expensive train. This is the VL80K locomotive. It's an electric locomotive, and it is currently the longest train, right? We have all of these hopper cars, and they just go on and on. That many. This is what I mean by incredibly long trains, right? This one's going to be much longer than any other train we've ever had. Now, the route for this train needs to be different than the other trains, because up until this point, a lot of my stops are configured in such a way that, well, trains that are smaller length, right? Like this one here, right? If I was to put this train and have it stop here, it would block the bridge, and it would also block this. So stopping here is not an option for this train because it blocks everything while it's sitting there. And this is true for pretty much every train stop we have. I do not have train stops that are spaced out, like this one here, for example, for passengers. It would block all of this. I don't have train stops that are configured to take a train this long, but that's okay, because I also don't have any logistics set up to deliver the resources that this train needs. So this train's going to have its own sort of, I guess, path to take. Now that's good. It's going to be able to use the standard tracks we already have in place, but it's never going to stop at the same stops that all these other trains are stopping at. So this is the goal for this train. 2,100 tons of gravel is what it can take. I would like this train to make a round and get 33% of its gravel from here, 33% of its gravel from here, and 33% of its gravel from here. It may not be possible to do this one because of how tight this is, but there's also not a whole lot going on in terms of trains stopping in this area. My main concern with trying to get this one is that the electrical is here, and this other bypass line is here, and there's a road here that's used a lot. So I may not be able to get it from Chelyabinsk, but I can definitely get at least half of it from that source and from that source. I'm also going to be establishing a new gravel source here, as well as a new gravel source eventually over here. Okay? So there's a couple of different places we can get that gravel. I also got a train line coming in through here. It's not being able to be built because I haven't connected it. These tracks can be built, and a task might be auto-assigned here pretty soon. But these tracks can go in, and then they're just going to hook up there. One of these tracks will be through. The other will navigate itself towards gravel when it happens. Okay? So that's mostly the updates on the train situation, how we have it now. Now this train, you may not have seen this one yet. This one has a bunch of flatbeds. There's only 4 of them. It has been, up until this point, responsible for bringing stuff. Oh, I don't want to do that. It's been responsible for bringing, you can see, it goes to, no, I changed its route and then I put it here. It has been, up to this point, moving supplies over here. Okay? It's been moving them over towards nuclear, to providing supplies to this area. And that's been giving building supplies to the construction crews over here so that it could be building this out. We've got several buildings done already. We got stuff being delivered from the flatbeds over there, and the hospital's up and running now, although we don't have any people. We don't have any people in here. We're going to have to invite them in, most likely. And we have a bus stop and a fuel depot, which is currently auto-buying gas. And the fuel depots over here are going to auto-buy gas for quite some time. Just because of the logistics of moving fuel. I would rather focus on moving other resources around than fuel at the moment, so that's what that's going to be. I think we're about, 65% done with nuclear? And if I wanted to do it now, I totally could. It's $1 million to finish it. I'm not going to. I might finish the cooling tower, though, but this one's already done. Look at it. It's nice. I've dinked around, right, in the sandbox to kind of figure how this stuff worked, and then I used a picture from my sandbox save to give you that thumbnail before, so that's nice. Yeah, so that's the update on how all this stuff works. I do need to get a truck to take the stuff from here, the UF6 that's going to be made here, and to drop it off here, so that truck needs to be done. I also need some trucks for... no, I already bought them. I bought trucks for snowplows in this area because it was pretty crowded as they were making all the roads and such. So we'll have that. And Chernobyl needs to get up and running today, like right now. So I'm going to spend some cash to get people living in here, get their needs met. And then we're going to talk about how we're getting people to where they need to go. Hint, we're going to use buses because there's bus stations. If you didn't know that already, now you do. I wanted one last update and then I'll get started on this, and that is the heating. So last winter just passed, right? It's April 1982. Winter's done. I didn't get this done before winter, and I decided not to because there's nobody living here yet, but there definitely will be people living here this year. I'm going to accelerate this just so that construction crews can go focus on other things. But I did lay in the pipes already to do it. So I've got pipes running all the way over here to an exchanger here. That exchanger's only job is providing heat to the fire department. I mean, that's kind of the only thing it needs to do. Most likely, I'll add another fire department over here since fire in this area is very important, as I've already said. And then we also have the fire department here. They both have a big helicopter. So these fire departments are very well equipped to handle any major fire in this area. And we're going to have, of course, trucks in here and stuff too. So we'll get, I want the fire truck speed level to be high. I believe it's speed 12 is the biggest one. Can I not buy them? Oh, I already bought them. Oh, I must have been just on autopilot. I was going to buy them with you guys. Well, there you go. We've already got them. There's fire trucks in the garage ready to go. Yeah, along with the helicopter. Good. Now, I've got a bus stop here. And what I'm going to do, I need a road vehicles depot. Road vehicles depot. Where am I going to get that? It's probably in road. Where are you? Road vehicles depot. I want to put this probably just over here is fine. It doesn't have to be anywhere fancy. Let's go ahead and build that with dollars. And we're going to just put a road in. I'll put the road in with dollars too. Why not? It doesn't have to be very expensive. Okay. So the road vehicles depot, what we're going to do to transport people is we're going to use these buses. The Chav B14. These are cool buses. They're long. They only travel 70, but they have those extended buses, right? The ones that bend in the middle. They're really cool. Of course, this one here looks like it has just a hair more passengers at a slower speed. I don't think it matters. It's fine. We're going to use these. And we're going to use, I think, to start 4 of them. but I probably will increase this to 6 as we go. But for now, we'll start with 4 of them. And one of these are going to take people from here and bring them over here and drop off half of their people first and then continue on. The other 3 are going to make routes directly to the nuclear area. So in other words, if I have the bus stations built, I do. One of the buses, we'll set that up, is going to start here to get its workers. It's going to drop off at this bus station. It's going to drop off half of them. So let's just get the right kind of people in here. So no tourists, no students, nobody without an education. No tourists, no students, nobody without an education. And then we're going to do the same thing with these guys. And you're going to drop off. We're going to unload, let's say, 50%, 49%, whatever. Then you're going to come over here and drop off the remainder of your people at the bus station. And this is just more of an unload kind of situation. So you'll be unloading 100% here. Tourists and students, and it doesn't really matter what we select on the unload, honestly. If you didn't load them, you can't unload them, right? So whatever. But that's going to be the route for this single bus. And I'm going to rename this bus. We can say Chav B14. I'm okay with that part. But what I want to do is I'm just going to say -1 or something. Like, as long as it's named differently to where I can identify that that's the specific bus that's doing this. So when I look at it later, I can go, yep, that's the one. It's not a different color. So like if I could make it a different color, I totally would. All right, so now what I'm going to do just to make this a lot faster is I'm going to copy the route to the other buses, but I'm going to take this bus and I'm going to delete this stop. Actually, I should have just done that once. So now I can copy the schedule to the other buses. And so what I end up with is a bus that does this, a bus that has those workers, and then these buses should have only the 2 stops. Yep. Okay, so in the road vehicles depot anyway, that's done. The last thing I need to do in here is I need a flatbed truck. I don't know why I'm pausing. There's a lot of things to do. Why the hell am I pausing? Also, I can't figure out why this thing isn't... Okay, I guess it's now starting off. You guys have so much to do. Hang on. How are you not doing anything? Oh, the building doesn't have power? What? Why do you not have... Wait. Why do you not have power? Oh, are you just out of range? Wait a minute. Have you never had... What is this? Wait. What did I do? Am I not... Oh, am I not importing? What the heck? Hold on. I've been importing power this whole time. What happened? What happened? Hello? Purchasing power? How do you not have power? Where in the world is it, man? Here, go like this. All right. What is the deal? No workers. Did I just forget to connect it or what? This is the substation. It's supposed to be providing power to this. And it says it doesn't have any. Did I disconnect it? Hold on, put this off to the side here really quick. So you're there. That's where you are. And you're coming through here. And you're crossing. And you're coming over. And I disconnected it for some reason. What did I do? And why did I do it? What? You got power now. Yeah. So the source is without steel. So I stopped that train, right? So I need to start that train up again and bringing steel here. But that's the point. I'm gonna take care of that, and then they'll have steel here. But they have been working a lot. All of these vehicles have been working a lot on these various different structures to get this stuff done when I was having steel brought. So that would be the long train depot. That electric train was bringing steel before, and I switched it up. So, okay. So I'm going to have you go 3,000 on that, and then we're going to redo it. So this road is probably going to be a main road for the buses soon at some point too. In any case, I need a flatbed truck. That's what I was going to do. I need a flatbed truck, and that single truck is going to take one resource from here to there. That's its only job. So that truck, with a very specific purpose, it needs to be able to load vehicles on flatbed. And that's what this one is, 9 tons. However, the cargo that this needs to load, it's less than 4 tons. It's like 3.75 or something, I think. Or 3.45, whatever it is. It's under 4. So I don't need anything that has a capacity for more than 4 tons. So I can be specific with how I purchase it. And this one seems a lot cheaper than the other one. And it has a 4-ton capacity, so I'll use this one. And this truck, its only job is to go from here. And I want you to load vehicle or containers, they're in the same class, and take it and drop it off here. And that's it. That's your job. And you will wait until loaded in order to do that. Okay? I can go ahead and just start you. And you won't do anything until you have a container to load, which you don't have because we don't have workers here, because we don't have chemicals here yet. That's ongoing. Now, there is one kind of unfortunate fact on this, and I could redo this. It wouldn't cost me a whole lot to redo this area to make this work. This would be much better if it was a road cargo, if it was a train cargo station and it was all hooked up so that a single train could come in and drop everything off at the same time, as opposed to having to stop here to do something, then stop here and then do this. Like, none of that stuff is a good idea. I should have done this with a train cargo station. I could tear it down. It's not that expensive to rebuild these warehouses, which are currently empty. So I might go ahead and do that. And if that's the case, I still need to configure it in such a way to where that road cargo, to that train cargo can get into this at the same time that truck can. And then I'm hoping that kind of, takes care of it. It would also be a nice idea, and it's too late now, to have a road that goes through here, because then I could have a truck take things from this and bring it to this storage as well. Because we're going to probably overproduce nuclear fuel, and at least for a little while, until we really start using a whole lot of power. I have to see how much power we're going to use, but we're probably going to be overproducing nuclear fuel, and because of that, well, I would like to get it over here and accessible by the train. That was the whole point, to export it. One thing I'm noticing right now, and I need to actually address this, and then we'll get going. I think this is just going to be talk about logistics and fix it kind of episode, I guess. I took away my primary export, so I'm not making any money anymore. I mean, I'm making some, but I'm really not. So I need to get that taken care of again. And we're going to upgrade this train to be one of the electric ones. And I'm thinking this one's fine. This one's fine. It doesn't have to be this big honking thing. It just needs to be electric so that it can move around and stuff. So I think we'll do this one. And I'm going to make this one, I'm going to rename this one to the oil train. Oil train. I know, I'm so original. And then the oil train's going to get these tanks added to it. And I'm also going to add additional tanks to it as well. So we're going to go into cargo wagon, and I'm going to add, it'd be cargo wagon. I just have to get the right one. Yeah, tankers. I'm going to add this one and this one. So 2 additional big ones are going to go on this train, as well as these small little ones. We can add those to the end. All right, it's a little bit longer train, right? I want to get it to where there it goes. A little bit longer train. We can have an advanced route for this and all that stuff. But the one thing that this train needs to do is, you might think, well, okay, so up until this point, a lot of people have been saying I should upgrade this train. There was no reason to, because it's going to load things relatively close to the border, and it's going to sit there. Overwhelming majority of that train's time and existence is sitting stationary. So I didn't care. However, now the train needs to come over here and get the bitumen because it's full. And because it's full, the oil refinery has stopped making fuel. And because it stopped making fuel, my cars and stuff are not getting refueled over here anymore. I've got all my gas stations right now on auto buy fuel temporarily until I get that fixed. So it's kind of not great. So since this fuel is now going to be coming through here, this train is anyway, I needed it to be changed. So here's what I'm going to do. We have, obviously we have this tank. And this tank has an extra out right here. So I'm going to have this underground out come around here and hook up to another refueling area. But I don't want to get in the way of gravel. So we're going to have this train line here. We're going to do 2 lines, and one of them is going to be reserved for fuel, and the other one is going to be reserved for gravel. And I'll show you how I can reserve them, because I can. You can reserve these things, and it's very nice that way. So it's a little trick I said I learned with trains, and I'm going to show you that trick right now. And I plan to do it with chemicals and plastics. That's why I set it up that way over there. So let me configure how I want the trains to come in really quick and redo all these electrical lines and kind of get all that sorted out. And then I'll be right back and show you what I've built. All right, so this is what I've come up with. And I actually had to send the oil train back over there to get some money because I was running pretty dry. So it's back over there now. Its new and improved electric self is back over there now. And there's a good chance that I run out of supply because there's actually way more tanks on that train that I can support at the moment. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. So I've got the aggregate storage here for gravel. It's going to feed some additional storages. I'm going to go ahead and buy those since I can. I want to get this up and running pretty quickly here if I can. So just go ahead and spend some cash. Spend some US cash, US dollar cash, whatever. So it's going to start getting fed out of here, and it's going to be popped into these two. Because these two, right, we're going to be feeding a big heavy train. It's going to be taking a lot of it. This is our aggregate loading. Go ahead and just get this, and get this. And then I want to complete our tracks as well. I'm just going to pay for it so that I can get it done right now and show you what I'm talking about here. I'm impatient. I could easily just build this, but okay. So I think this is enough to show you. So the train track is coming through here. It's very long, right? Until it merges here and it wraps around here and then it splits again. Honestly, I could probably just wrap this a little bit more and just keep these 2 lines separate, which, to be fair, to be honest, I think that's probably the best call anyway, so I'm just going to do it. So, yeah. Now, I'm looking at, like, how short this is, going, yeah, whatever. And to be honest, I don't even need to rebuild the track I already have. This is probably a lot cheaper just to do this. And then just wrap this track. So I'm just going to do that. Let's take this and just go like this. And hook it up like... okay. I'm going to delete a little bit because I don't like the... There's no reason to have this merge, right? If we're going to do it this way. We'll just go like this and then wrap it all the way around. Keep them separated. It's important to do that, and I'll show you why. So we'll have... the high voltage line was here, right? It's just one of these 10, yeah. So we'll get this hooked to some other infrastructure is in the way, huh? Really? No, I want you connected to... Interesting. All right. We'll take you back one more then, I guess, if you're gonna be picky. We'll build it. Okay, so the line goes all the way over here, but you'll notice that only one of them continues. And that's because this one is going to here, and this is our fuel unloading loading, right? So now we're going to take the underground pipe from the bitumen tank here. I'm going to bring this around and hook it up there. And pay for that too. So now a train can come all the way over here and grab it here too. Now we're just going to have it grab the bitumen here. We're not going to have it grab the fuel. It's important that the fuel supply is very high over here so that we can keep basically fueling all of our vehicles, at least to the point until these 2 tanks fill up. And then we could talk about having this tank come over and connect to this too, because I could probably just redirect that. This is an oil tank, so we don't export that. Okay, so I'm seeing lots and lots of gravel in these two storages. Very nice. I'm seeing very little gravel in this one. So have fun with that, helicopters. It'll work itself out. It will. I have the utmost faith in my team to keep that up. So we've got these two. Everything is good. So let's talk about this oil train. Where is this oil train? By the looks of it, it's exporting right now. It is indeed. Wow. Look at it go. Okay, so the good news is because it was in the depot for so long, that the source over there had time to build up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an amendment to its route. And I'm going to start it, I think, right after the customs house, since that's where it is now. Generally, I would want it to start its route here, but since this is a cycling thing anyway, if I want it to start, I can just start it after this. Instead of just like deleting the line and redoing it. Maybe it's not as meh. Maybe it's a little bit more messy, but whatever. We're going to add a stop here. And I would like you to load, not 100%, but like just some, like 59% of it, okay? Enough of it to where you can keep this operational, and then we can find the balance here later. But you're going to start here. In practice, you're going to start here and you're going to load this much, and then you're going to go back over to the other station, load up to 100% of what you're allowed to do, and then you're going to go to the fuel station and load the fuel. I've already got the tanks configured so that they are specific to a certain resource. So there are 3 long tanks that can do fuel, and then the rest of them are taking bitumen. That's the idea anyway. The rest of them will be exclusive to this resource. I'm not even entirely sure why I have the little tanks, but I think I do that just because I have fine-tuned control, right? If I'm taking just too much, I can switch one of the little ones to fuel, and then it will take a good balance. So anyway, that's the route. So what we should see now is the electric train that's doing fuel should be making its way all the way over here after it's done, and it will come over and it will merge here real quick and then turn that way. Okay, so let's take a look at signaling. I don't think anything additional needs to happen for signaling. I think we could just leave it the way it is. Coming back into it though, we should probably have it stop. The only time where this is going to be a problem is if the gravel train is trying to get in here and this train is stopping because of the gravel train. But that's still not going to be that big of an issue because this train is going to end up staying on this line, and the gravel train will stay on this line. Where will become an issue is if this one reaches the destination first. So this is like one of those things to try to see ahead of what the problems could be. You don't want the signal here because there's no way around that train. If this train makes it to the zone first, it has the right of way, and you'll end up stopping a train right here. So we want that signal to go away, and instead we want to go ahead and have the lines go through here instead. Now, for this area, it's actually kind of peculiar. I would like these trains to have exclusive rights over certain tracks. And I think I'm going to do the switch right about here. I could just do it there, but I want to stay away from the main line. So I'm going to let them come in here before the switch happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this go here. Okay, and just that little bit there is enough, I think, to make this happen. So that's the switch. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to have the signals be mixed at the ends. So this is going to be mixed. These are both two-way tracks, but there are semaphores, and I'm actually going to move them back even more, probably about right here. These are two-way, they're both two-way tracks, but the semaphores chain up ahead until it gets out of the way. So we'll have a signal, I don't know, maybe here or something, that just marks when it's out of the way, right? So these guys are going to wait until nothing's in here and nothing's in the way in the future, and then it will allow it. So like that right there is green now. When it enters this zone, all the other traffic stands by and lets the big train go. Whatever the big train is, that gets the right of way to get the hell out of here, right? So that's how that's going to happen. Now, how am I going to have these trains be exclusive to their track, right? How do I determine which train is using which track? If they're both two-way, trains are stupid, right? They're just going to do whatever. Well, you can actually incorporate, this is a trick, I don't know, like I just stumbled upon it and went, oh, a lot of you guys probably know you could do this already, but if in case you're a newer player and you didn't know this, let me help you out. So this is our train that we want to govern for this route. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and somewhere in its route, I think it's probably right after the customs house, because it's on its way to load the bitumen here, right? Over there. We want it to use the outside track. So it's this side. So it would be basically keep left for this train. So because of that, we're going to come through here. And as it makes its way down this track, it's going to see, and actually this one doesn't have to be, yeah, this one, now that I don't want to forget, this one actually can be one way. So all the trains come through this. No. Never mind. He changes his mind. Why is he? Do you have ADHD? I swear to God, people. It's a process. All right, so the trains are going to come in here, right? But the oil train needs to be on the left track. So we're going to add new stop, but we're not going to add any of these buildings. Instead, we're going to find one of the waypoints. And I don't have any because there's nothing really connected to them. So we're going to add a waypoint. You go into infrastructure, go to railways, and we're going to find this place waypoint. I want the oil train to tag up at one of these waypoints. See these little dots? They're waypoints. But I can add a custom one if I want to. There. So now there's a waypoint there. I want you to tag up at that waypoint. And what it's going to do is it's going to take this train, it's going to say, I got to stop, I got to tag that waypoint before I go to my destination. And it's going to make the train take this route and get on this track before it does anything. It's going to force that train to go to this track because it has to in order to tag that waypoint. And then when it comes back, it's allowed to come back. But now I don't need any signals at all in any of this. None of these need signals. They won't interfere with each other because they're never going to cross and it doesn't matter. So now this train is on its way to the waypoint, which is right here. It's going to tag this and then continue to its destination. It will never use this track because it cannot reach the waypoint on this track. How cool is that? It's really cool. So I've been doing that with coal a little bit, with the coal train, before I put it in the depot and told it to stop and wanted to reconfigure it. I was doing this with the coal train by making it come through here and then having it tag up this waypoint before continuing on. And by doing that, I forced the coal train when it needed to go that way and satisfy and fill up the storages over there and over there and over there. I didn't want that train to start using all of these bridges and getting into the mix here. I didn't want it to, it doesn't need to be in here. There's no reason for that. So I forced the coal train to tag up a waypoint here, which is the opposite track that this is using. This one tags up, I actually don't think this one's tagging up a waypoint yet. It's not. But in any case, it forces that train to tag up a waypoint on this track. And then as a result of that, it can then proceed through this middle line and continue on its way. And it just goes right through the steel instead of going around over here because it has to tag that waypoint before it continues on its destination. It's part of its route now. And I love that. So we're totally going to do that pretty much everywhere. And that's going to prevent trains being stupid anymore because they're going to have a dedicated route they have to do. They're going to have to tag up waypoints as they move. And now they won't be like using random tracks or why in the world are you going that direction? You won't have that anymore because, again, waypoints. This is especially useful, I think, after you get electric trains since you don't have to worry about them deviating from their course to refuel themselves. So that's going to be really cool. I haven't set that up for any other train yet, but I just wanted to show you how that works. So if I come over to wherever my oil train is, did it already get in here? I wanted to see that oil train actually work to know for sure if it was going to actually happen. Okay, here it is. So if we set this up correctly, and if I've already practiced this, so I know it's not a theory, but this is going to use the left side track. When it enters this area, it's going to use the left side track because it has to on that waypoint. So here it comes through here, blah, 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 and boom, it's going to use it. It has to, and now it goes off to its destination. It's beautiful, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. What a cool trick. Okay, let's talk about, I'm told you, I'm going to finish this video with nuclear, right? So I've been letting it build. They're still doing things. Let me get the train set up to bring steel back over here. I'm going to let it run some more. And when we come back from this really, really quick video editing break, power of video editing, I'm telling you, it's great. We'll be set up with Chernobyl here. I have money coming in again. Should be even more than last time now. And we should see some major progress being done here. So give me a second. Be right back. Guys, look. The airport is so close. Oh, they're getting it. This runway's done. So we could technically have planes land and stuff now. All of this stuff is done too. Yeah, man, cool. I got a substation sitting here. It's not connected to power yet, but it will be. And that substation will cover all of this. And then our cargo station is pretty much done too. So now it's just, yeah, the construction office is just working on that runway, and that's it. I'm going to set up the coal train for you, and then we're going to take a look at what's going on over there. So coal train, here we go. So you're going to load up the coal, obviously. Then I want you to come over here, and I want you to tag up on that waypoint. And you know what? I think I'm going to give you a couple. Yeah, I'm going to have you tag up actually on that waypoint and that waypoint just to make sure you go the right route. Then you'll proceed. I could have you tag that, but it's kind of redundant. Then you'll proceed all the way over and drop off your supply of coal, of course. We'll say 100% here. We'll say like 69%, whatever. Then we'll come over and we'll dump off the rest of the stuff here as an unload, right? So I'll just mark it as an unload. And then I'm eventually going to want you to work your way around on other tracks. I have to merge this as a proper merger, I guess. But I will want you to work your way around to the next one. I guess what we'll do in the meantime, since that's not really happening. So I guess in the meantime, what we'll have you do is we'll come back to this stop, load up again, but this time you don't need to load quite as much, I suppose, just so you don't rob it from the other one. And then you're going to come over here and you'll unload the coal here. This is like your route for the time being. I'll amend it and stuff as we get more stuff in, and as this rail here gets in, then I'll change the stuff too. But that's going to be the new coal train. So we'll have you go ahead and do it. And again, we should see the coal train. It already has 454 tons, so it doesn't need to load much. But we should see it bypass this whole area here. It should never go in here. It should just go straight through, right? And that's what we should have. And that's the second coal train. So it doesn't have to unload here. That's what the other dedicated one is doing, because we're making lots of steel. And it looks to me like making lots of steel. There's so much steel. Yeah, our export's doing well. Look at how much money that is, huh? Our export's doing fantastically, isn't it? So here's the town. This is Chernobyl. Now you'll see there's people running around here, and that's because I invited a few people from these two buildings to come on in. The cool part about this is that because they're looking for a job, they'll just walk to the construction sites, and that just speeds up all the constructions around it. So I added a few people, and that accelerated everything. We even got a big old tower crane in here on this building. Oh, look at it go. That's awesome. Yeah. These tower cranes are pretty damn effective too. Okay, so now we can look at getting people over here. Let's take a look. Nuclear is not quite done yet. It's actually, we need more mechanical components. I might just buy it. I might just hit the button. I mean, it's dwindling down pretty fast at this point. The silos are done. The one thing we don't have done is fuel. We don't have any UF6 being made or any nuclear fuel being made. So we should start that process now, I think. I think that's the next thing to do. So we have the train platform. I'm going to add a destination, and I'm going to say I want you to work here and here. For the uranium conversion plant, we need 80 and 40. This building here needs 50 and 70. So quite a lot of people need to be working in these places. So I'll just spread them around kind of like this. We're going to make sure we have a good fire station too. But most of the employees that we get from here are going to be from the bus. So here, here, and here is where the bus is going to be. Conversion plant and all that's going to be there. I suppose I could add this to there, but nah, it doesn't matter. Okay. So now we want to get the buses running. So the first thing we'll do is just have you hit that. That bus is going to be on its way, and it's going to drop people off here and here before it goes to the bus station over there, right? That's what that's supposed to do. And then we're going to have some passengers waiting. No workers yet. So what I'm going to do really quick is just add a bunch of workers here. We need lots of experts as well. Eventually, these guys will get hooked up to the school, our university city, if you will. And then we'll be able to have a whole bunch of them. But for the time being, it's just going to be this. And you guys are going to work. You report directly to the bus to work. That's where you work. Okay, all the experts, all the people. Look at all the money I just spent to do that, huh? Yeah. So you guys all come in here and you work here, yeah? Hospital's up and running, looking pretty good. The shop, we're auto buying everything for the time being. We're going to get things brought here, but it's just not ready yet. Let's get another bus on the road. And so this guy's going to pick them up in the bus stop. There we go. And takes them off to their destination. Here we go. This is a construction bus. So that's, you know, from the construction office way over there. And we just got to make sure that they are taken care of. They don't want for anything, right? Can't work because there's no kindergarten. Okay, so it's getting pretty maxed out. Let's go ahead and buy that one. Get that one up, and then they can start working on that one. How about the school? That's an indoor pool. How about the school? Oh, yeah. School. Let's buy that. Okay. Yeah. So, construction office. How we doing? No. Still not there. 432,000 is what we need. So, I think if I can see workers in this building doing things, and then in this building doing things, and then, you know, once we start getting any nuclear fuel made at all, then I can accelerate this. Up until that point, there's no point in accelerating it. Look at them come across the bridge. Yes. Get in here. Now, they don't have any UF6, and they don't have chemicals. That's the other thing. So I need to auto buy chemicals for a little bit to get this running right. And I think I'm going to go ahead and buy the chemicals. You know, let's do it in the workshops. Because if we do it here as an auto buy, then what happens is as soon as we start shipping them here, and I need to rebuild this though, so never mind. I'm going to rebuild this with a cargo station anyway. But if you auto buy it in the workshop and the warehouse instead, then when you start shipping to the warehouse and the supply exceeds what you auto buy, then you stop auto buying. But if you keep auto buying in these places, then you might be buying even though your storage is full, because that can happen. So I think as a good practice, it's good to auto buy from the warehouses, but I know I'm going to rebuild these. So I'm going to buy it from here. And then once we get chemicals production, right, then I can start shipping it here and everything will be fine. So for the time being, that's what's going to happen here. Okay, so now this place is just missing UF6, and hopefully they're making it. Looks good. Yeah, very, very small amounts, but we're going to get more workers in. There we go. Yeah, Chernobyl is up and running, baby. We got people here doing things. Oh, yeah. Coal full for the heat with people. Well, nobody's working in the heat place yet. I need people working in the fire station. That's got to happen. Is there any bus? Are you the bus? You're the bus. 23. Only 23 people so far. I can add more. You know, if I can just invite more, that takes care of it. And I'm tempted to do that just to spend the money on people. It's an okay thing to spend money on. I'm all right with that. As long as I cater to their needs, they'll stay here, you know? They just have different alliances, right? They have more, they want a religion and all that stuff, right? So they're going to be a little bit more picky than the people who have been here a while, and we've conditioned them already, yeah? Let's get another bus on the road, and I think that's kind of it for now, yeah? This is going good. So money's up now. I want to see UF6 hit this truck. So this truck, this is the one responsible, and you can see it already has it in the flatbed, right? There's already a vehicle in its flatbed, or I guess in this case it's a big tank. The problem with the wait until loaded mechanic is that if the truck is not 100% loaded, then it will sit here and wait. So if I go like that, I'm hoping that fixes it. No, it doesn't fix it. All right, if I do this right now, it should go. But the thing is, if you say wait till loaded, it's gonna load, and the cargo capacity for this, how much it's hauling right now, is 3.45 tons. So, oh, maybe that's why. Yeah. Because I went to 79%. That's okay. So I need to go to 69%. Always. But if I wait till loaded and it goes to at least 69%, does it then take off as soon as it has a tank? Or does it have to wait until another full tank comes in and then it can take off, knowing that it can't load anymore? Maybe that's how that works. You have to reach 0.75 UF6 before a container appears. So that would be, if you're wondering, like, how do containers work? In certain resources, it depends. For UF6, it's 0.75 units, and then it will create a container out of that. That's how much can fit in a container. It's the same thing, I think, with the oxide. I think it's 0.75 for each. Well, maybe these aren't containers. No, these aren't containers. For nuclear fuel, it's 0.2, I believe. 0.2 is a container. And see, we have a little bit made already, which is kind of nice. And we're already importing. Very good. Yeah. So that import is happening. It happens automatically from this storage. So we don't have to deliver it directly here. It happens from the storage, and that way the trucks can be accessed on this side. So this is all working. I just need to wait for it to deliver fuel, or to make fuel, and then we're good to go. So let's just let it sit for a bit. I'll make sure these guys' needs are all met in case they're, freaking out. They don't have any type of place for spirituality. So that's going to be probably a big bummer for them for a little bit. I'm not going to give them a church or anything. I realize the copy paste thing exists. I don't care. But what I might do is I could set up Chernobyl's own radio station, and that might take care of it. I don't know if there's a range, right? But we have a television station now, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if I showed this yet. It's done. It's working. People in the area work there, and we have 1,000 viewers, basically. I've got 70% on cultural enjoyment and 30% on Soviet propaganda to help us with our government loyalty. And that's pretty much it. So they're happy, they're having cultural enjoyment, and they're getting it just to be a little bit more loyal to their government. Yeah, from that. It's good. So anyway, I'm going to let this keep running a little bit longer and let these houses and stuff build, or these prefabs or whatever and stuff build. I love these little cranes. And I'll cut you right back in. I know it's a long video, but I know you guys like that. Give me a second. Well, there you go, guys. The helicopter has just delivered the last electrical components and mechanical components that we needed. So the nuclear reactor, all it has left for construction now is work days. That's it. 646 work days. Which really just means a whole bunch of people need to come over here and start working on it, which, nobody is right now. That's kind of weird, but I guess they all went home because, yeah, we don't have a whole lot going on for us there. There's a bus that's probably going to come and take them pretty soon. So, yeah, that's it. So this truck is also delivering UF6 pretty reliably, so there you go. And it's got a couple of cans just sitting here in the storage, ready to be imported. Over in the nuclear fuel fabrication, it's full of UF6. That's why it's not importing it. So now we're starting to build up a supply in reserve, right? Nuclear fuel. We have 0.4 tons of nuclear fuel sitting in here. So it has its own container storage that it can have. And then, of course, we're still creating more. Once this is done, it will automatically import these two into the plant, and then it will begin using it. So are we ready? I've got some money. I was broke for a little while there. Felt bad. But here we go. I think we're ready to go. So I can hit this button now, I believe, and turn it on. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So we whip through the work days, and the facility is done. Nuclear power plant done. It automatically brings it in once people start working, I think. No, it's already there. 0.4 tons of fuel. It's already in there. So now the export here has no containers. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now it's just a matter of getting people to work here, right? Which hopefully the buses will do that. Looks like they might have a hard time getting there from the bus station. I mean, I don't think it's too far away, but I think we could do better, right? We could always do better. So I'm going to go there. And then, can I wrap this around? Oh, man, it is like... Oh, this is the hitbox for the whole power plant, isn't it? Yeah. Well, maybe this will be... I mean, this should be enough, right? Yeah, 246 now. I bet it wasn't enough before. I bet they couldn't get there before. But they totally can now with this. So, is there any other entrances? Not that I can see, but I think that's enough, though. Just having that little entrance. We'll find out. Or we won't. Oh, you know what? It's okay. Yep. There we go. Hey. All right. Good. So we'll find out in the next bus load, I guess. But now everybody's just, we need the fuel. So I'm good with them being prioritized over there. In fact, I think fuel fabrication should be, probably a little less priority than uranium conversion. I think that's good. And then you guys are not told to go there, so you're going to now. And I think most of our experts, well, okay, I paid for experts, but I think most of our experts were probably going to come from here if I hadn't done that. So let's see them come in. Before they do that, though, hang on. Before they do that, though, we got to hook this place up. It's not even hooked up to the grid, right? So I'm going to take and because this wire runs all the way to the border already, and this one goes all the way down there already, right? That is not hooked up to the rest of the grid yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I'm going to have to, I'm going to split this one. So we're going to say a high voltage switch. It's going to go in, I think, right in front of this big one here. Right there. Yep. And we'll just have this be a little dirt road. And then what we're going to do is take the high voltage wire right here. Got that. Go to high voltage there. Go to high voltage there. And then go to high voltage there. Yep. And we'll say go. So this is all at least hooked up to the plant now. And now we should see people running in there. There they go. And we need engineers and workers, and done. Nuclear plant is up and running, baby. There it is. It's operating without issues. Now what we should do is come all the way over to the border. We shouldn't have to worry about it ever again. We have enough production of the fuel and everything. So we should take this, and we're going to switch it from import to export. And that's it. That's all we should have to do. Where is... I can never find things. There it goes. There we go. And so now we should be exporting. Look at that. It's working. It's working. There you go. So we've got 0.59 tons of fuel. And at its maximum production, which we're not going to be operating at, but at maximum, we use 0.08 tons of nuclear fuel per day. So... and we produce waste, 0.04 tons of waste, right? So we're going to have to deal with the waste as well. But that is what this is for. This is done now, too. Exciting times, guys. Exciting times. Not only that, not only is this done and this done and working, but look at this. Airport's done. The runways are done. Everything is done. We can do things now. Tourism can happen. Trolleys can get set up. So many things can happen. My gravel train can finally start working, I think. Yeah, it's got a lot of gravel here, but we need the chemicals area to be done because this is the main place we want to bring it into. So I still need lots of construction happening over here, but now we have the power. So I'm going to set up that line to start connecting with all these. And once that's all connected up, this goes offline. We say sayonara to this. Gonna be fun times, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. If you like the video, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you next time. This has been fun. Bye-bye.